Ooh, there's a plane. Right in front of us somewhere. Right there. Don't know what his altitude is though. Is that a purple livery or is the sun changing colours of the plane? It's a purple livery. You just requested a world game account. Mickey, they're 4 days behind and they've put them on hold, so don't expect to get approval very soon. They are absolutely swamped right now with requests. Mr. Mihu, thank you for 61 months. Hey. There's no pink livery. I don't think so. But this kind of technically has a bit of pink in it if you look. Dynco, yes. If you get VATSIM or Pilot Edge or IVAO, then yes. None of the networks work right now because SimConnect, well, they technically work, but your FPS will tank so bad you won't be able to fly. And it's to do with a bug in SimConnect, which is getting patched this week. So when the patch comes out this week, SimConnect should work and you can then fly online. Rainman, you're welcome. There's some nice fluffy little clouds. I really hope they add contrails at some point. I would love to see some like real world traffic just contrailing up there. That would just be such a nice little touch. No speed brake. There's no Discord for that. If I have more than one stop, can I refuel at my first stop but continue flying and not stopping the flight? If I have more than one stop, can I refuel at my first but continue flying? So when you put brakes off, FS Economy treats you as not flying anymore. You can go to the website, refuel, assuming there's an FBO at that airfield. You can refuel in FS Economy, then when you start the flight, it'll put your fuel back to where you set it. When you're on FS Economy, Pug, it's a bit different. Show us how the steering works, or are you flying too seriously? That's a lovely view. A beautiful view. That river, that meanders something crazy. Look at that. Yes, FS Economy, when FS Economy is connected and you do start flight, at the moment that you start the flight, it sets the fuel based on the plane on the server, it sets the cargo based on what you've assigned for your flight, and it sets a tail number on the plane to be the same one as FS Economy. KCXO is where we're going. I use head tracking, yes. I use head tracking when I'm on takeoffs or approaches usually. Otherwise, my slight head movements, like reading chat, will cause... Basically, every time I read chat, you're going to get this, right? Which is just plain annoying. So I basically pause it. Thank you, Whiskey. When you pause track out, does it not reset back to default camera in Flight Sim? Not anymore. It used to do weird things in the preview build, but it's mostly fine now. It tends to pause correctly. You don't understand the thing, but you're enjoying the flight, dude. That's fine. Nah, the icon packs turtle. Most of my buttons don't have an icon. I just use text, like colored text. Well, it should be making a right turn right now, but it's a bit late doing it.
Welcome to the Nut House.
Finally, there we go. Alberto, thank you for subbing. Welcome. Bank angle. Found you via YouTube watching videos for a while, never knew you streamed as well. Do you know, like, when you watch one of my videos and my logo comes in and it says YouTube/Squirrel and Twitch/Squirrel? That was your clue. And most people don't even notice. It's amazing. Pando, I think you submit on the forums, I'm not sure. Yeah, Bloater, technically speaking I could get away with one stream deck, but I kinda like, you know what I mean, I kinda like having two. Because it means I can do most of my sim controls over here for OBS and stuff. But I've also got a bunch of controls over here and camera views mapped over here and stuff, and I like the symmetry of two. But yeah, two of these is not cheap. I could have used one, but I like having two. Symmetry's good for OCD. Jimmy Hat-Free, welcome back. Can we fly for your FS Economy group, Bloater? Yes, so you can join the group and fly for it. But we are, you know, we are going to remove people that aren't actually flying for the group. So, I mean, only join if you're actually going to help the group out, is what I'm saying. FSE is not down now. The DNS servers are, though. Yes, I do pilot IRL. FSE site's not working. You need to basically edit your host file, if you know how to do that. No, Hazid, you can literally check. You can put one entry in your host file and FS Economy is going to work for you. You just need to make an edit. You need to start up Notepad in admin mode. You need to find your host file, which is in Windows, System32, Drivers, etc. Put that host file into your editor and add one line entry, and that will fix it. They didn't screw up the DNS. I think the DNS servers are being attacked around the world. I'm not sure. There's some big thing going on. But we all thought their servers were struggling, and it turns out it wasn't their servers. A lot of trees around here. Well, when all the kids go back to school in about a week, it's about a week when the kids come back to school, I reckon FS Economy will be fine after that. DStorm, edit your host file. You can access the website then. Isn't there a solar flare hitting there today? Who knows? Right, I need to decel along this downwind leg. For us, school started this week. COVID's hitting pretty hard already. Oh my god. That's the last thing you want going into winter. AMPR. Surely most kids don't have the patience for FS Economy. Well, there is that, I guess. Doesn't stop them signing up for an account, though. I reckon like half of the account applications people won't even use it. Wow, it's quite pretty. Is there a way to get a flight plan from Sky Vector into Microsoft Flight Sim? I'm not sure if it supports it yet in Solada's. SimBrief does. SimBrief can do it. I don't know about Sky Vector. Have a look at the... click on the save icon and see what the options are. Like where you put the... where you put the flight plan in. Click save. Oh, hang on. Meh, I'd have to sign in. Actually, it did sign in. Click save. Actually, I don't know. SimBrief definitely does it. SimBrief supports it. It has Microsoft Flight Sim in here somewhere. But I use the downloader for that anyway. Thank you, Kern. Inbound to KCXO at the moment. Airport elevation 245. Yeah, Rizzy, that's only in the deluxe one though, isn't it? It's a real shame they put the G1000 version in the standard. Alright, let's bring our speed back now. Tamashanta, good afternoon. Yeah, can you see the details on the window here? There's like little fine scratches on it. Can you see that? Some crazy texturing. Whoever did the texturing on the planes, like, you can't complain. It is just top draw. Jimmy Hatfree, welcome back. Guinea Pig, thank you for 4 months. So we should be at 2000 at IPOM, and then Osraw, we need to be at 2000 and begin our glide slope down. So we'll bring it down to 2000. I don't know, NPR. They'll probably add more DLC. I mean, they brought a 182 out on release day. Whoa. Bad turbulence? What's my sleeping schedule like? What's that got to do with anything? How do you stop the 930 on the ground so quickly? Reverse thrust or reverse prop? Reverse prop. But the brakes are pretty good on the TBM, but if you can map a button to toggle reverser and then toggle it and put the thrust lever forward, it basically rotates the prop the other way, and therefore it pushes back. Sit up slightly. Gears coming down, inertial separators going on. Three green. Flaps one. Right, we're coming up on Osro, which is our final approach and descent point. You can fly it manually, Dr. Wiggles Plank, if you want to. What I'm doing right now is what they call the procedure approach, where you're flying a procedure. You can fly it without the autopilot. It's entirely up to you. But, you know, if you jump on a plane, I can guarantee you most pilots are flying like this. Right, let's get all the flaps down. Don't think the approach is going to work if we arm it, so we'll leave that. Probably a bit of both, Rogue. The autopilot is not perfect at the moment, but user error is definitely something that you can't eliminate. Oh, at some point it will, Rizzy, yeah. $85 is your final freaky reference landing speed. If you have a good crosswind, you probably want to be a bit more. But we've got a 3-knot headwind almost, so we're good. Can't see a thing. Alright, airfield's in sight. This is not ideal cloud positioning right now. Can just about make it out. Right, I think at this point, now we're more or less visual. We'll turn off the autopilot and fly her in. So disable autopilot, disable yaw damper.
Happy anniversary, Nata.
Pretzel, thank you, 41. We've got a wind coming in from the right. We've got a whole lot of trees to deal with. Bits of that airport scenery is not fantastic. See, if you were coming in here and you had red lights there, you're low, there's all these trees. Very dangerous.
Welcome to the Nut House.
And we're down. Let's get the flaps up. Dragon Reaper, thank you for subbing. Whoops. Turn. What the heck is this? What's all that stuff? Wait, what? There's like 25 rear fuel points. What's going on? That can't be right. That can't be right, surely. Hey, does anybody want some fuel? What the heck? We'll park next to the Caravan if we can. There we go. And we're here. There's supposed to be lemonade stands. Then. So yeah, what you're supposed to do is put this into feather, and then you're supposed to leave it there for a couple of minutes. But what actually happens in this one is the ITT just climbs like crazy. So you just end up not doing that. And we're back in KCXO. They had waifu drinks now in Germany. Yeah, because they're a German company, I think. The chocolate tasted amazing. I find the banana one and the berry one are the best. This banana one, they do a starter pack, and I think it has a banana and a cherry in it. A berry, sorry. They are so good. It has a chocolate one too, I think. Right, let's have a quick look at FS Economy. So there you go. $2,000, $1,800 to Squirrel. This time we had some fees to pay because we had more than 5. I think it's more than 5 assignments. I don't think they shipped to the US yet, Tuscan. I think it's only Europe at the moment. Down 10 hours flying. Be careful. Might overfly. I mean, that's pretty decent money for like a 30, 35, 40-minute flight. That's pretty good money. I'll take it. Meanwhile, oh look, Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre's bringing in the big bucks. To be fair, he brought $3,000 in as well. Shreddos. Whoa! What's this? Kiwi Craig? In his Dash 8? He must be flying on X-Plane or something. 33 grand, you utter hacker. Kiwi Craig, what the? Holy smoke, look at that. 16 grand to Air Squirrel, 17 grand to him. Dude. Look at this. $4,000 in ground crew fees. That basically means whoever owns the FBO got $4,000 for doing nothing. Just for owning the FBO. 33. Dude, you hacker. I really hope they put a Dash 8 in this. Wait, what I want to know is how much does a Dash 8 actually cost? In the sim. Oof. Holy smokes. 6.5 million. Yikes. It could be a while before we own one of those. How's FSE working? Splendidly now I've edited my host file. It's Regional Airlines. It is indeed. That's some big money. I'm really impressed with that. This is the file that you want to edit, by the way. So you want to edit this file. C, Windows, System32, drivers, etc, hosts. And if you edit this file, but you have to use admin mode in Notepad, and you add that line, suddenly your FS economy issues will go away. Well, there you go, Whiteland. Use the forum then. Whiteland's going to link you to a forum post that tells you how to do it easier. Eric V, thank you 54 months. I don't know, Whiteland. I've been editing host file for most of my life, so I just do that. Do you have any videos of pictures of you racing flying sim rig? Not as such, no. I've not really done a video on it yet. Lol, Smiley. I doubt they're going to change IP address anytime soon, but fair point. Right, so what I'm going to do is, if I look at my aircraft, because I've got the Caravan and the... So 264 Sierra Quebec, I'm going to return the lease on that. And instead, I'm going to fly the 208 Caravan next time. So we'll grab this. See what's here. Looks like a bunch of residents. What we'll also do is... Actually, I'm just going to nip for a quick bio break. What time are we on? 2:15. If you want to join the group flight later, guys, everybody's welcome. Do !route. If you do that, it'll take you to there'll be a link in there that shows you the Swiss sim brief. Go on, Sky Vector. Sorry, this is going to be the route today. we're going to be going along upside of Chile here. We're going to be running close to Argentina. You can actually see the border there, like between Chile and Argentina. So we're going to fly up Chile there. I don't know if we're going to make it to the end or not, but if you run !route, click on the link and that will give you the route. So it's going to be a JA flight. So anything like a Bush plane, a Cessna 172, any of those planes will be fine. You don't want anything that's too quick, really, because some of the legs are very short. And I think there's 1 or 2 grass runways in there. But I should be back in a second. I just need to buy a break. I am back. Right, first I'm going to do is bounce the sim. Good morning, Biff. Poor chair now. Has to put up with me sitting on it. Who'd want to be a chair, eh? KMEV. KMEV. That's where we are. In Minden. FSE website not loading for you. It's working beautifully for me, look. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, you need to make the DNS entry. Right. Maybe like Cloudflare are actually testing their own servers. I mean, maybe that's what they're doing. There's a bunch of people want to go to KWMC, Winnemucca Residence. And we're in the Caravan. We can actually carry more people. What's KWMC like? Winnemucca Municipal. 145 miles away. That's some people to bring back. Maybe it'll generate more by the time we get there. Hmm. 9U3. That sounds bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gives us 6, 7, 8, 9. That's pretty good. Let's grab that. I don't know at the moment. I assume so, Randy. I don't know, though. Right, let's rent the Caravan. So we're going to be going... Flying for Air Squirrel. Well, make sure you tick that box if you're in the group. Fly for Air Squirrel. I sometimes forget. It's really annoying. We're going to go 150 miles. Let's say 200. 61 gallons. We have 88, so we're fine. However, we're going to have to come back as well. So we'll see what the fuel's like when we get there. Paul, the group flight SCA isn't in game in the airport. The game is listed as SCAI. It's way to the north and is further away than the length of that route. So you're on about this one? SCAI? Or this one? You on about that one? So, I mean, if in the game, if you go to SCIB and fly east, is there an airfield here? I mean, we're literally gonna fly a heading of 081 and just land on that field. You know, it doesn't matter massively if the airport code's different. As long as there's a runway, we'll land on it. If there's nothing there, we'll just carry on. So it's not like a massive problem. Boogie, run the route command. It's all the information's there. Yeah, I mean, if somebody wants to just quickly spawn in and fly east, just see if there's a... I mean, I would have thought there was something here. If you landed in proximate area, FS economy counter. Yeah, but this flight's not FS economy. This is us later doing a group flight. Right, where are we going? KWMC. Let's see what it comes up with. Something nearby called SCYO. Yeah, I mean, is there a runway to land in that patch of area? That's what we're looking for. Okay, let's see what this comes up with. So I need to change the... Uh-oh. Wrong one. I need to change the plane to... Caravan. What livery do we want? This blue one. Go with that. FSE stopped accepting new members. Correct. They are completely inundated. I don't know, Wyland. Maybe Puppets is working on that livery right now. But then again, maybe he's not. Live traffic. Some of the liveries don't work with FSE. Define don't work. It probably isn't. I agree. Departure direct. Okay. So we're going up to Reno.
Welcome to the
And then northeast. Approach. 06 at 3 knots. So we're going on the... We're going on the RNAV 14. Gonna have a... That's a nasty wind, that is. Gonna be a crosswind no matter which way you cut that. Mr. Nicky Boo, thank you for subbing. Welcome. Tuesdays, thank you for 2 months. Eric V, thank you for 54. Some familiar places from ATS, Reno and Winnemucca. Yeah, I bet they'll look a lot different in this, though. That is on live, isn't it? That preview is wrong, isn't it? You just flew over Skye. They are fields, buildings, and no runway. Well, isn't that annoying? So in Microsoft Flight Sim, this doesn't exist. It's supposed to be... a hard surface, runway, 80 feet elevation, and 579 meters long. It's supposed to be there. All right, we'll just have to basically carry on. We'll basically fly that route, but then at Skye, we'll just carry on and go up to Rio Negro. If it's not there, there's nothing we can do. Wow, sunrise, look at this. Right, let me start FS Economy. So depart out of 16. I've no idea where it's put us. Or go out of 16. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Noah. Not again. Right, fuel tanks are on. Now I've got to remember where all the stuff is on this one. Brightness. Is it me, or does Microsoft Flight Sim have some sort of auto rudder control? There is an option for it in Assistance, I think. I've never used it. Okay, they all look okay. Altitude, what do I want to fly at? I think we'll go 9,000. The Beechcraft, I've not spent any time in the Beechcraft, to be honest, so I need to do that at some point, and then I'll compare it to the Caravan. And we don't have a 350 in the group anyway, so... Mailbox took 11 months. It's not, you know, it's not a biggie right now. Rotate 70, climb 95. You sub for 11 months, thank you. Right, so I think we're gonna be basically follow that taxiway that way. Wow, look at this! Look at the sunrise on the mountains. Oh my god, this is going to be a nice flight. Why does this say police? I never knew this livery said police on it. That's amazing. I just thought it was a blue livery. It's a police livery. Fantastic. Maybe we're escorting Winnemucca residents who are going to jail. Right, so sat-nav's all in. We can... ITT's a bit high. Okay. So we get FS economy going and start the flight. Fuel is down where it should be. Takeoff, we're going to go nose forward a little bit because I reckon all the weight's at the back. Parking brake is off. Is there no glare shield lighting in here? It's that one. It's that one there, cunningly hidden underneath this lock thing. Like, the one that you really need to turn is that one. Left floodlight. That's better. Put the AC on for the prisoners. Oh my god. AC fans. Left, right. Ventilation in op. Bleed on. I think they'll be warm enough. Where's the pitot heat in this thing? should be here, shouldn't it? No smoking. Seatbelt signs are on. Cabin lights were put on for them. I can't see. It's anti-ice. I can't see a pitot. Is it that one? Turn on pitot heat switch. There we go. That's the one. Yeah, it's like Connor. That's what it is. I love the Caravan, like the squeaking noises that the Caravan makes. I love that.
Welcome back, Mata.
Connor is a great movie. Okay. Anonymous name, welcome back. I reckon we can turn at this next turning point. I think that'll be plenty. It's quite a long runway, this one. Okay, that's the heading bug. Trim is set. Props going forward. Let's get the lights going. FMS, GPS. Okay, all looks good. And the sun's just coming up. Look at that view. Oh, the timing. Live timing as well. Okay, so we want to climb in left turn northbound. And power set. And we've got a positive right. Flaps are coming up now. That is a nice view. It's about 90 knots for the climb, wasn't it? If I remember. Alien crop fields. Do you know what? This is actually how they are. Because they water them in circles. Right, I'm also going to put it into half bank. Synchronize, put it into heading for now. Yaw dampers on. Oh, the yaw damper doesn't work on this Caravan, does it? For some reason. The view's better out of that window. That's not a terrible view. It doesn't have to be on after autopilot. The yaw damper, yeah, but it doesn't work in the Caravan. Is it normal propellers look choppy in external view? Nope. They should look like that. That was KMEB Minden, Nevada. Right, we'll put it into nav mode. And we'll get higher rates of climb now. Fatty, my lord, I don't usually ask for help this way, but I can't find any answers online. Microsoft Flight Sim seems to support 12 USB peripherals at a time. I have 16 and my throttle isn't detected in Microsoft Flight Sim unless I disconnect a bunch of devices. Does anyone got a solution? Ooh. I presume you mean 12, like, peripheral controllers? 12 doesn't sound like a lot. I mean, how many have I got? If you count my stream decks, I don't know. Do you mean in the controller list? Why have you got 16? Why do you need 16 controlling devices? I honestly, I don't know. If somebody else can help, I don't know about that one. Simpit. Yeah, well, I've got effectively button boxes, stream decks. I don't know. I don't know why the limit's 12. I would strongly suggest the forums, but it sounds like you've already been there. I'm kind of concerned that there's a 12 device limit, if I'm honest. Well, I don't think it's his motherboard, because I know he does racing, and all the devices work for him in racing, so his PC is fine. Obviously, it's a specific problem to Microsoft Flight Sim. The II2 game supports 8, same problem there. Throttle is way down the list. Oh my god. Thank you, dude. I mean, Fatty, could you not, like, do what I do on my USB on my USB device block, I can turn devices on and off. So, like, if you don't need some of them, just disengage them on your USB block. Like with my USB block, I can turn off the ports, and that way you can just turn off some of the controls that you really don't need. Do you know what I mean? Because surely you don't need all 16 to fly. That's a nice view. Minden. We're just taking out of Minden. This is north of Minden in Nevada. You just rescued a king air from an inaccessible strip in Florida. Dude, I had to, we had one of the planes, somebody landed a Cessna into the water. The only way to get it out is to, like, slew it out of there. I think we're going to go to 11. Some big hills around here. Well, no, Zarek, I think it was actually an airfield. It's basically a water airfield. So they've obviously used like a Caravan, a Cessna, in a different sim where they've got floats on. So they've landed it with floats, but then 95% of people don't have a Cessna with floats. Especially if you're a Microsoft Flight Sim. So we couldn't get it out of there, so we had to slew it. I've noticed ice on the ground though. Gotta watch out for some moisture. Well, that's true, Slane. That's very true. The scenery is pretty. If you want to see the world that you live in, this is one of the great ways of doing it. Taz, exclamation mark, route for the route later. Gonna kick that off around 5 o'clock. It's not a hard 5 PM, it's like an approx 5 PM. There's no VR support until later in the year. They'll start by supporting the HP, the new HP VR headset, and then other VR support will come next year. Cryptix, thank you, 34. Let's just double check how things are in the cockpit here. Okay, leveling out, 11,000. Let's have a look where we're going. KWMC. I think we're set for the Arnav, aren't we? Let me have a look. I can't look yet. Annoyingly. Any flights to Alaska yet? I've flown in Alaska. It looks fantastic. Nearest VOR. Wait, I can't toggle that. Ugh, right. I want LLC's frequency. You should be able to press this and then move the cursor down. You can't. Oh, there you go. I had it then. LLC 116.5. Can we get it to load that? LLC identified. Should appear down here under nav1 now. As far as VR goes, you'll have to get your hands on the valve index. Yeah. I'm not massively into VR. I don't know. I know some people are. Let's push up the torque a little bit. I don't understand why it's managed to ident LLC in nav1, but then it doesn't display it here. Like, am I doing something wrong? It's up there, 116.5, so nav1 should show here. But that's the GPS. Oh wait, it just showed it then. I literally just had it. But that's LL... A? That's LLC on the GPS, not on nav1. That's the waypoint that it's flying to. That should show LLC as tuned in and identified here. That's a bug. It's got to be. It's got to be a bug. No, the active one is the inner one. This is the one that you edit, look. That's the active frequency. It's even idented it, look. LLC. I just wanted to have it punched in. That is very strange. Trucker J, thank you for 26 months. Good morning. Oh, now, yeah. Yeah, now it shows it. I find that really strange. How could nav1 ident it, but then this not display it? Huh? If it can ident, it can... Oh, I don't know. That's a bug. That's definitely a bug. 57.5 nautical. Just an extra piece of information. So what was it doing? RNAV 14. There is a VOR station here, I think. We could tune that in. Winnemucca 108.2. Let's tune that one in as well. .2. Right, 108.2. We'll swap that in and we'll put that on nav2. It's idented it already, look. INA. Blimey. So nav2's punched in and there's like an inbound course of 146. So if we go to nav2, let's get out here. Put on heading mode a second. VOR2 and put that on 146. Wait, oh, wrong one. Okay. So VOR2 is on a course of 146. So when we do line up, which we're doing via an RNAV, but as a secondary, we should see NAV2 VOR line up. We could switch to that if we wanted to and do a VOR. Options. Scragpile, thank you for subbing. Welcome. How much is Navigraph? I can't remember. It's not... Navigraph is not stupidly priced. It's like 100 quid a year or something like that. 90 odd quid a year, I think. But you get access to like all of the charts. And it's quite a nice UI. You get all the charts accurate. Jefferson charts and stuff. And you get the nav data as well if you want it. Which for Microsoft Flight Sim, you don't need the nav data because it's automatically updated. But it does link, if you go to SimBrief, you can link your SimBrief account to your Navigraph account and it'll feed the data into SimBrief. So if you're into that kind of stuff, it's quite handy. If you're not really into it, then just look up charts online. You can usually find them somewhere, like Sky Vector's usually got some reasonable charts for airfields. We're just flying Connor, Sierra Quebec. Find some prisoners to Winnemucca. Real deal. I think there's a lot of stuff missing from the real G1000. Like, there's a lot of detail there, just not in it. But they've tried to cover the basics, and that's all you can expect from a default plane, you know? Yeah, airnav.com's got stuff. Sky Vector's got stuff. This is it. If you go around the internet, you can kind of get the things you want. It's just that Navigraph puts it all in one place. North Winnemucca, there's a huge refinery stroke mine. Nice. Yeah, there is actually G1000 Sim. I think Garmin themselves do sims for their own things, but they're not cheap. I think they have like an iPad Garmin simulator. It's $50. Nice. What, on the iPad or standalone on PC? How big is the manual, Cocaine? Is it like a massive, like chunky manual? It would be good to have that manual actually. I should download that. PC standalone, right? Engine parameters are fine. Eight or 9 meg. That's crazy. I really don't understand though why they just don't give away the simulator. Like, it just makes sense, I think. Give away the sims, because at the end of the day, it's no use to anybody unless they're flying it in a sim like this, or for real. In which case, it just promotes their products anyway, because if more people learn how to use their products, more people are going to buy their products or buy planes with their products. It just seems like an obvious one to me. Just give away your sims and let people learn how to use your stuff. There are random failures, Max, yeah. When you set up the flight, you can set up failures and you can say, I want an engine fire between 10 and 30 minutes of the flight. It's such a specific thing they know they'll pay. Yeah, but that's not really my point. Let's say like 10-year-olds want to learn the Garmin 1000, right? And because they're playing about with it in Microsoft Flight Sim, they can't afford to buy that. But if you give it to them for free, they'll learn how to use a 1000, and hey, in like 5, 6, 7 years' time, those guys become pilots, and they're like the next generation are already trained up on your platform. So, like I say, to me, it's a no-brainer. Is FSE working? Yes. Working fine. But you must put in that host entry to get it to work right now because there's a DNS problem worldwide. In 10 years, flying will become automated by AI. Not with passengers in the back, it won't. They're already trialing, I think it was this week, they're already trialing a Cessna, a pilotless Cessna plane with the view of delivering cargo to remote places. I would love to see that thing land in the middle of the Philippines in like IMC conditions on a dodgy grass runway with mud all over it. Like, it's alright to say that it can fly you there. Yes, it can. But when it comes to landing in unpredictable circumstances, like, I've watched, there's various guys that fly around like the Philippines, and they land in the most ridiculous places. And one of the things they often do is they overfly the airfield because they'll say, quite often when you come to this airfield, there's dogs on the runway, right? Now, how do you program the avionics to fly the runway and check if there's dogs on the runway? Right? And then when it actually touches down, there's various parts of it that's sometimes really muddy because there's been some like waters come down from the hill. And when it lands the plane, like the plane's kicking and doing all kinds of crazy unpredictable stuff. How do you code that? That's where a human beats AI, is like the unpredictable stuff. The stuff that you can't code. So yeah, good luck with all that. The software will learn from human parts. You can't... There's one thing that people are good at, and that's handling situations that they've never encountered before. If there's one thing the human brain does, is it draws on past experience and works out how to do new things. That is not easily taught. So if there's a situation that the AI has not been trained for, it's going to struggle. You know, the AI is not the answer to everything. It's the answer to lots of things, but it's not the answer to everything. How cold is it in my studio? So I either sit here with my aircon off and the room will gradually get hotter and hotter and hotter, or I sit here with my aircon on, which is right there, and it blows cold air into the room, which keeps the temperature nice, but unfortunately the cold air will drop like onto my left arm and my arm will start to get cold. So I'd rather have cold air but be nice and warm, if that makes sense. It's a bit like in your car, having cool air on your face but having warm air on your feet or something. You won't get stray dogs every time at the airfield, correct? Sometimes it'll be a person, or sometimes it'll be like a big tree stump that's fallen down. The world is unpredictable. Well, that's a pretty good view. You need to put a deflector on it. I do, I really do. Like if I could, I don't know, it's difficult, but yeah, if I could deflect, like there's literally pitching deflectors. And they're set to horizontal, so the air comes out. The only way to get the air to go over the top of me is to turn the fan up, and that creates noise, which is then the mic's going to pick up. So it's like, and because cold air sinks, when it comes out, it literally just falls in an arc. First world problems. Is your internet service provider? I have BT and Virgin Media. Yeah, but Sir Chancellor, if I just slapped a cardboard deflector, it would kind of look a bit cheesy. Would you be comfortable not having a human pilot in your plane? I would take an experienced pilot any day. Any day of the week. Humans aren't perfect either, but when the unpredictable happens, you're better off having one. Duct tape and cardboard. I never thought of that. Yeah, Scully was a great pilot. Like that whole flight with Scully could have ended so very differently. And of course, you know, they got pulled into court and they were trying to suggest that he could have made it. He could have made it to a runway. And you're like, yeah, you could have made it to a runway if when the failure happened, you just went, oh, my engines have failed. Oh, runway, let's go there. But the kind of, in the situation where you have twin engine loss, which is not even something they trained for, you have to go through the whole aspect of disbelief, and then is this telling me, is this nonsense? You know, check some stuff. By the time you've done through that, it's like 30 seconds have gone. You've already lost like a few thousand feet. It's crazy.